Welcome to a brand new bowling season and our exciting third season of Bowling Showcase, the only show to connect you with everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world, Metro Detroit. I'm your host, Mark Martin. I hope you had a happy and safe summer, but now, time to lace up those bowling shoes, dust off that bowling ball, because the 2017-18 MD USB season is upon us. And Bowling Showcase is the only place to see all that bowling action from the comfort of your own home. Our magazine shows, they'll showcase all the exciting MD USBC tournament action, and our youth and adult challenge shows, they'll bring you all the head-to-head competition featuring local bowling centers and groups. So remember, tune in every Saturday at 10 a.m. to enjoy all that bowling action. Okay, let's jump right into the 2017-18 season with a look at our kickoff premier event held right here at historic Thunderbowl Lanes, the 81st annual Gavie tournament. As the kickoff event to the 2017-18 MD USBC bowling season, the 81st annual Gavie tournament was held in August at Thunderbowl Lanes. This historic event brings together one of the largest groups of adult men and women bowlers from across the state to show off their skill, shake off the rust of a long summer, and catch up with old friends and share an evening of camaraderie and great times. As with the beginning of every season, the Gavie Committee honors special people from the bowling community who help shape and steer the sport in the Detroit market.
Oh, it means so much to me. After all, I knew John Gavie himself for many years, and of course Frank, his nephew, I've known all my life, so it's quite an honor to receive this among all the bowlers that we have here.
It's a tremendous honor to be selected out of all the bowlers in all of Michigan. I could not believe that my name was selected. It was truly surprising, and I thank you so much.
It means a lot to me because it just lets me know that you never know who's watching, you never know what's going on, and always just hold yourself up to the highest standard and not let anybody else create a standard for you. My goal is to be the biggest gentleman that my mom will always be happy to call her son, and to be the most strongest man to make my dad always proud. So receiving an award like that just lets me know, it's a reminder from the big man upstairs that I'm doing a little bit enough to make my parents happy. So that's what it means the most to me.
As the unofficial start of the bowling season, the Gavie offers bowlers the chance to size up their competition and reflect on what's in store for them during the new season.
I'm just personally looking to enjoy the season another year. I'm just trying to get my schedule more together so I can know where I'm going to be at more often, so I can just kind of find a way to just constantly enjoy the moment and accept the fact that I get to do this for another year.
This tournament just kicks off the season. It's really exciting. I haven't bowled all summer, so just getting out here in the lanes is awesome. Just gets you ramped up and ready for the season, so I'm excited to see what 2017-2018 brings, and it's a great turnout tonight, and I can't wait to see what this year brings.
It was an evening of good friends, good bowling, and a whole lot of fun at the 2017 Gavie tournament, and a great start to the 2017-18 season. What a great way to start the MD USBC bowling season. And what a tradition. 81 years and still going strong. Just another example that bowling is alive and well in Metro Detroit. Another great tradition right here in the bowling capital of the world is the Detroit Bowling Hall of Fame. It's a great honor to be inducted, and this year we welcome the largest class since 2009 with 7 new inductees. It's our privilege to introduce to you each new member and offer a little peek into their bowling lives. So without further delay, let's meet the 2 new inductees in the women's category, Hall of Fame inductees Terry Catchpole and Marty Marshall.
My mom and dad would ask me, probably when I was 10 years old, say, do you want to get involved with sports? no, I'm not ready yet. And then they would ask again at 11, no, not ready yet. But then for some reason, 12 years old, I started playing all the sports. And bowling was definitely one of them. And my mom signed me up at Bonanza Lanes. So every Saturday I was there. And the good thing about that is I was bowling with my friends, and then I also met new friends. And the good thing about that is my new friends I'm still in contact with today. I would say that I fell in love with the sport when I joined the Luxury Ladies Invitational League. That league had so many Hall of Famers, and I wanted to be just like them. So they inspired me. So I give credit to that league to where I'm at right now. That's the league that inspired me, motivated me, and said, you know what, I want to be just like them. So I'm going to work at doing that. In my rookie season, I shot my very first 800 and my one and only 800. So when I shot that, I was like, wow, you know what, this is great. I want to do more. I want to have more accomplishments. So that's when I started putting my heart and soul into the game. That's when it became very important. I'm bowling with family, I'm bowling with friends, I'm bowling with coworkers now. It's my life. I treasure every morning. I even get up every morning and say, it's going to be a good day. You know why it's going to be a good day? Because I get to bowl tonight. I never imagined the magnitude that bowling would have on my life when I first started off as it is right now.
My parents put me in a youth league in Ann Arbor when I was 7 years old. And I guess the rest is history. I think I was probably about 10 or 11 years old, because I know that I was the one that was glued to the TV on Saturday afternoons. You know, I had from 3:30 to 5, I had a date with bowling. You know, so I think it was about then that I decided that there was really something in bowling for me. My first fondest memory happened in 1983 when I was I started in the All-Stars and my first opening night at Luxury Lanes. The pomp and the circumstance surrounding that, and all the bowling dignitaries were there talking about, you know, kicking off the season and introducing all the teams by individuals. You know, I just was like, wow, this is really, really cool stuff. And then to make it even better, that first night I crossed on the lanes with Elvira Tepfer, and she's my grandmother's cousin. So that kind of like was the cherry on top of the cake. You know, I just said earlier that I've gotten so much from bowling. When I talk to my high school kids, you know, they ask me, Coach, you know, how come you bowled so long, and how did you get to the point where you're this good, and stuff like that. And I said, well, you know, I've met the nicest people, and bowling has enabled me to travel around and see the nicest parts of our country and other countries. I said, you know, what more could I ask for something I participated in? I've enjoyed every part of it. And I said, now it's time, you know, it's time for me to give back. You know, I feel that you have to pay forward, and I feel like I've received so much that I just want to pass that along to the youngsters or whoever else, you know, so.
Congratulations to Terry and Marty on their induction into the Detroit Bowling Hall of Fame. Now it's our privilege to introduce our two new inductees in the men's category, John Nolan and Vernon Peterson.
I'll never forget going with my grandma to watch her bowl at Lakewood Lanes on the Tuesday night trios. And I wanted to keep score so bad, but they weren't going to let some little 12-year-old kid keep score because they were afraid I didn't know what I was doing. But I sat there and watched them women bowl every Tuesday that I could, even though I wasn't going to get home until midnight. because it was a late league back when they were still doing double shifts, you know, pretty regularly. And but I absolutely adored it. You know, when I first moved up out of kids leagues, I got to bowl with my grandfather and my father, and even for a short little stint there, my brother was you know, like the 6th or 7th man on that team, and that to me was just one of the ultimate things, to be able to bowl in 3 generations all being on the lanes at the same time. And you know, we went to state tournament and you know, had a good old time. It was a lot of fun. All I ever wanted to do was be as good as I could possibly be, which I feel like when my game's right, there's only one person stopping me from winning. And so I just always had that drive. You know, I certainly wouldn't teach someone to bowl the way I bowl. But one thing I've always had was right here. It was all heart. Just find a way to get it done. You know, I'm going to continue to bowl, and who knows, you know, maybe do some crazy things now and then, and, you know, hold a trophy here and there.
I was about 8 years old, and my neighbors asked me to join a Saturday morning league at Fairlane Score in Taylor, Michigan. And it just kind of grew from there, got really competitive around 14, and just kept getting better at it. Probably the biggest one would be standing up on the pedestal with a gold medal at the 1997 FIQ American Zone Championships for the team and the trios event. There's no greater feeling than representing your country in the red, white, and blue, and hearing the national anthem being played. It makes your heart melt, and it makes you just speechless. My bowling career and all this is, like I said, been almost a dream. I mean, when I tell people I've been to Egypt, to South Africa, to Australia for bowling, they're like, wow. I mean, bowling's taken me everywhere. It's made my career, made me personally as a better person, I believe. I've made so many good friends around the world, around the States. Bowling is my life, and I get to play with it every day.
Congratulations to John and Vernon on their Hall of Fame induction. Now we have to take a little break, pay a few bills, but stick around. We'll be right back with more Hall of Fame interviews and a look at the upcoming MD USBC tournament season, coming up next on Bowling Showcase. The Bowling Centers Association of Michigan is a nonprofit trade organization that protects, promotes, and advances the interest of its members and member centers. It is the only association in Michigan affiliated with the Bowling Proprietors Association of America. Benefits include group purchasing programs, tournaments, annual convention and trade show, education seminars, and legislative representation. Interested in becoming a member? Contact Bo Gergen at 989-600-0992 or visit mibowl.com. Metro Detroit USBC, your source for everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world. We support USBC certified league and tournament competition. We provide 11 tournaments for all members of our association, including men, women, youth, seniors, scratch, and handicap competition. The top reasons for belonging to the Metro Detroit USBC are having your average recognized, bonding of league funds, rules of the game, assistance in resolving league issues, equipment standards of the game, charities, and awards. Visit us at mdusbc.com. Welcome back. We hope you're enjoying this episode of Bowling Showcase. I'd like to take this time now to thank our host center for this episode, Thunderbowl Lanes in Allen Park. Let's take a quick peek around this historic bowling center and Michigan icon.
Welcome everybody. I'm Tom Strobel and this is Thunderbowl Lanes and I want to tell you more about it. We try and do something for our bowlers every year, and this year we just saw a need to upgrade our kitchen, and so we remodeled the kitchen. The tenant there has a long history down at Bread and Basket down on Southfield Road. He is providing an expanded menu, and we'll be able to do a lot of catering events. He's just got a great capacity for that. We had probably a 50-year-old sign out there that we tried to keep together, and it was time to replace that. The important thing that we were able to put up there is a message board so that we can program the message from a computer in one of our offices and let people know the specials that we have, special events that we're having. The last thing that we have, I don't know if you can see, but from alleys 9 to 12, the 4 alleys wide, we're putting up a video screen, and a video wall, I should say. It'll be 24 foot wide, 13 foot high. It'll just give us a lot of different opportunities to promote this room and to do some things that we haven't been able to do beforehand. Thunderbowl has 90 lanes, and it's divided, fortunately for us, in 3 sections. So if somebody wanted to have a private party in the arena or down in the north, they're certainly able to do that. Some of our parties stretch across the whole facility. Believe it or not, we have 7 licensed bars in this facility. We have multiple restroom facilities. We have 3 areas that can host parties of at least 100 to 150 people. We have a sports bar, as Mark has pointed out, that people generally congregate. And we have a very good food operator. So please come down and enjoy Thunderbowl.
Once again, I'd like to thank Tom Strobel and Thunderbowl Lanes for hosting and being a big supporter of Bowling Showcase. Now it's time to learn about the last 3 Detroit Bowling Hall of Fame inductees for this year. Say hello to Veterans Category new inductees Consuelo Cleveland and Leo Scantamburlo, and Meritorious Service inductee Michael DeRossi.
Well, I used to go watch my dad bowl when I was like 7 or 8. He bowled, but I never was able to bowl like with him because he bowled in the league. And when I would watch him bowl, I was like, you know, when I get older, I'm going to do that. I was very athletic, so I always wanted to do everything. So when I got about 30, I had a girlfriend, and they had a Wonder Bread tournament, a Wonder Bread league, and she asked me to bowl up, and that's when I started bowling at Varsity Lanes. The fondest memory was when I was bowling in the women's state tournament, and my partner and I had won the year before, scratch doubles, and the next year we repeated and did the same thing back to back, and we were just like elated. And so I went online and looked and see how many people had done that, and I see 2 women in 1938 and 39 had done it, and that was it, them and us, so I was really excited about that. I had faith in myself, you know, and I know not to let people see you sweat, you know, give it all you've got, and anything can happen in the game of bowling. Don't take anything for granted. Even though I made the Hall of Fame, I still feel like there are a lot of things ahead of me, like I still haven't shot 800. I still want to do that, and I just love the game of bowling, the friends that you meet, you know, like I said, you have your camaraderie, your chemistry on your team, the competition. I just feel that's the best. Bowling is the best sport that I know, and I love it. And I just hope the Lord keeps me healthy till I'm 110, that I can keep bowling, because as long as I'm healthy, I'm going to be bowling.
Probably about 60 years ago, believe it or not. I was about 8 years old when I first walked into the bowling center in Oakland. And since then, it's been part of my life, it seems like. Probably 13, 14, you know. We used to go to the ballpark and play ball with the guys, but no, I would be at the bowling alley, practicing bowling. Got a job working in the bowling alley, spending all my time in the bowling alley. Baseball, football, basketball, the rest of the sports just were not existent as far as I was concerned. I just bowl. I love bowling. But probably the fondest one was Tom McKay, winning the state doubles. It's just a memory that will live for me forever, him and I. It's just a part of me, I guess. It's something that, you know, it came natural for me. And I would just, it's like breathing. Just to me, it came to bowling, mainly all the friends, all the people I met, the memories throughout the years, the good ones, the bad ones, the meaning of life almost.
When I was 7 years old, my parents bought me a small ball. It was only about this big around. It was smaller than the regular size ones, and back in those days they had pin boys, so they were just starting to come in with the automatic pin setters. So we'd go bowl at Argyle Bowl, where they had pin boys. I think my first game was a 21. It was about 2000. I was bowling at Beach Lanes, and they were looking for a house representative. So I volunteered that I would be the house rep there. But then when I turned in the application, I got a phone call saying, well, would you join our board of directors instead? And so I did that. I joined the board of directors. Now, for anyone who's looking to get involved, house rep is a great way to do it. I think the fondest memories I have are still ongoing weekly. We get together, go out, watch our friends bowl, and then every other Saturday league, sometimes I sub. But we end up going out to dinner afterwards, and it's just enjoyable getting together with all the friends and spending an evening with them. Well, the best part of it all is all of the new friends that I've formed through bowling in leagues and being on the board of directors. Just all of the time, you meet new people, they become lifelong friends. There are still people that I get together with from way back when, and we talk about the old days of bowling and how low our averages were then and how much higher they are now. Well, there you have it. Congratulations to all 7 of this year's new inductees. Consuelo Cleveland and Leo Scantamburlo in the Veterans category, Michael DeRusi in the Meritorious Service category, John Nolan and Vernon Peterson in the men's category, and Teresa Ketchpole and Martha Marshall in the women's category. All great champions and great ambassadors for our sport. Now, when we come back, I'll let you know what to expect from this year's upcoming MD USBC tournament season, and also tell you about some special television events brought to you by Bowling Showcase. Well, stick around. We'll be right back with more Bowling Showcase. The Michigan State USBC Women's Bowling Association provides recognition and tournament competition to all levels of women bowlers. Competition include Women's State Tournament, this year in Bay City, State Queens in Holly, and the Midwestern Women's Tournament in Dayton, Ohio. Recognition includes first-time 300 game and first-time 600, 700, and 800 series. Visit MichiganWBA.com for entries for these tournaments and more information on women's bowling. Welcome back. This season is off to a pretty great start. Let's take a quick look at some of the upcoming MD USBC tournaments so you can enter and bowl against the best. The season kicks off with the Queens Tournament at Classic Lanes in Rochester Hills. This event is a scratch event open to USBC certified women bowlers. Qualifying is Saturday, October 21st, with 6 games of qualifying. The top players will then come back on Sunday for match play and the championship. All players that come back on Sunday will cash. Also starting October 21st will be the Mixed Tournament. This tournament will be held October 21st, 22nd, 28th, 29th, November 11th, 12th, 18th, and 19th at Hazel Park Bowl in Hazel Park. This is a 4-person team, 2 male and 2 female, along with optional doubles using your scores from the team event. This promises to be a great time at a very reasonable cost. Remember, all of the MD USBC tournament information can be found at mdusbc.com. Now that's the end of this edition of Bowling Showcase. I'd like to thank all 7 new Detroit Bowling Hall of Fame inductees for their time, and also Thunderbowl Lanes for being our host. We have an exciting television season ahead of us with our tournament coverage and a return of our Adult and Youth Challenge. So I hope you continue to watch and support the only show to bring Detroit bowling back to television. In addition, remember, you can connect with Bowling Showcase on Facebook, YouTube, or drop us a message at bowlingshowcase@gmail.com. I'm your host, Mark Martin, and I'll see you next time on Bowling Showcase.